just want to show you what Sharon and I do. We do this in 30 minutes a week with a wonderful team of volunteers, and Disciples Today is a great supporter. We support them, they support us. We learn so much from Leon Fowler. And here we are. So this is the ICOC Women's website. This is why we are together today. This is it. This is our homepage. And we post every week, at least once a week. At special times of the year, we post every day. And we have, I haven't looked at the Google Analytics for a while, but the last time I looked, we had about 16,000 users. And that's about half of Disciples Today. So not bad, since we just started 3 years ago. You know, I feel pretty good about that. And of course, we stand on the shoulders of the Women Today page on Disciples Today, and women like Jeannie Shaw and, you know, so many others that started this. But we just feel like there's a need, you know, for a place on the web where we can have resources, we can have, you know, ministry resources, we can have all kinds of, you know, podcasts and, you know, webinars and good studies and everything. We have all these different languages featured, which I love. That's a feature we have that Disciples Today doesn't have. We have all these life stages. We have, you know, lots of great stuff on here that we can look at. So I hope that you will explore, you will walk around and look. And you can see here is our foreign language editors: China, Sharon and I in the North America, Russia, Germany. We just got a French one, which we'll add up. So this is, you know, this is the Women's Service Team. We are a branch of the Women's Service Team. So you can go and look at your leisure, but I at least just wanted you to have a glimpse of it. And we are just excited for anything that you might feel like you want to contribute at whatever kind of intensity and pace you feel you have energy and space for. So maybe we could just go around and let you guys again introduce yourselves, and what do you do and what's your interest? Maybe we could do that. Sound good?
Sure, I can start.
Great.
Hi, again, I'm Rosie from Miami. I am both a podcast host. I just started a second podcast, but they're both ministry podcasts. And I also, so I've had disciple guests come on. It's been really cool. And I have a blog, although the blog is not really updated, but used to be more like a spiritual, personal blog. So I like writing as well. And I just want to contribute in, you know, just kind of whatever way I can to like help. So, okay, my podcast right now, season 3, is basically the audience is for Christian women who may have lost their passion for Christ or are struggling in their faith, to just kind of reignite their faith and you know, encourage them to keep pursuing their purpose and live with intention. Because I'm a restored Christian as well, so I know what that's like. And so I kind of, you know, God called me to kind of shift my podcast more that way recently, and so I'm doing that now. So I think if I can, you know, in the near future, have guests on as well, disciple women who can share their journeys and what helps them through their struggles, that would be amazing. So yeah, I'm here to contribute any way that I can. Thank you.
I'll go next.
Great. Thanks, Susan. And thank you so much, Rosie. Awesome.
So again, I'm Susan Kennedy, and I'm in the Triangle area in Durham, North Carolina. And I'm actually the director of the Hope Triangle chapter. So that keeps me pretty busy. Been a disciple for 23 years. And I'm interested in helping with the editing.
Love you. Oh my gosh. Love you all and really love you. We're kind of editor poor right now. So
oh, well, good. I'm glad I can help.
Oh my gosh. You're from God. Thank you.
So
wonderful.
I'll go next. I am Crystal Castanary. Like I said, I live in Marietta, a suburb of Metro Atlanta. Been a disciple for a little over 25 years. My husband's an elder. He serves as an elder at Bridgepoint Church. And I also serve as our church administrator. I'm a therapist by trade, a biblical counselor. That's what I do. And I have kind of like Rosie, but hers sounds like it's a little bit more active. I started a podcast, a blog talk radio program years and years ago. God put it on my heart to just reach out to those who feel like, they've been out on a Saturday night, so they don't feel worthy enough to come to church. And my hope and dream was just to reach those people who didn't feel worthy enough to come into church. So from that, it led into, I took all of the devotionals that I had done, and it was a 30-minute where I would do just a devotional every 30 minutes and turned it into a devotional book, Coffee with Crystal. So I kind of have that brand going where I write and speak under that. Have not done a lot of it lately. I've just been pulled with a lot of other things, but I do want to get back into writing and just writing practical applications from the Bible to help people apply it to just everyday life situations.
Love it. Love it. Love it. What an honor to meet all you women. Thank you so much, Crystal. That is fabulous to have you here.
You're welcome.
I can go next.
Thanks, Sharon.
So I'm going to do a little geographic trace here. I went to high school in Durham and was part of the Triangle Church then. My mother and sister live in Dunwoody, which is very close to Marietta. My nephew is at school at Georgia, so he's in Athens. And my son visited Ukraine recently. He's currently living in Croatia. So
wow,
it's been long. I've been to Chicago, but my name is Sharon, so we got that connection.
You are the bridge, man. You are the absolute bridge.
All I've done is sit in Boston for, you guys say things like 25 years impress me. I can't do the math. I was baptized in 1986. So it's been a while. So I'm a professional technical writer. I write software documentation. So I've got 2 degrees in technical writing and editing. I've done bulletins most of my Christian life for our regions. I've helped people like Jeannie and Sheila Jones with some editing on some of the women's books. So yeah, I've been working full time. I'm almost an empty nester and kind of dabbled in editing. Anything with words I can't keep my fingers off of, basically. So, yeah.
That is great. Thank you so much, Sharon.
So yes, my name is Kaylee Schubarth. I am 22 in Athens, but I'm not in school. I'm working full time. I'm currently an administrative assistant for an insurance firm. And I'm actually on Monday taking my exam to become a licensed insurance agent. So be praying for me for that because that's really stressful, but I'm excited to finally get it done. I have not been in Georgia my whole life, almost my whole life. So my whole family's from Texas, from like the Dallas area. And then we moved to Georgia and we actually went to, I guess what's now Bridgepoint, but I think when we went there, it was Atlanta Church of Christ, if I'm not mistaken. So
Atlanta Church of Christ at Cobb, maybe?
Maybe. Ben Barnett was the preacher there, but I was a wee child. So
it was Atlanta Church of Christ.
Okay. So we were there, and then my parents now attend North River, but I'm here at the Athens Church of Christ, so I love it. Been a disciple since 2014, just celebrated my 8th birthday, and I love anything administrative. I love anything creative. I love creating flyers and posters and digital design, anything like that. I love to travel, so if that can help in any way, I've traveled a lot. My dad works for Delta, so I'm very spoiled with the free flights. But if I could help in any way of, travel blog of some sort or a missionary blog, I've been on several mission trips. Anything like that, I'd love to help out.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Thank you, Kaylee. It's great to have you here. And I do want to say, even though we are definitely the women that meet together every week to do the website, Sharon, myself, normally Manju, who's actually taking a leave right now, and Sarah, we are older women, but we're lucky that everyone on the back end of the website, working for the actual platform that we use, they're all young. So at least we have that. But I'm so grateful to have you, Kaylee, because we need that perspective, that idea, and I think we have some immediate graphic needs we would love to have your help with. So that'd be great. And then wonderful Camille, you want to introduce yourself and we'll cheerlead too?
I'm Camille. I am in the Chicago Church of Christ, and I work on the website right now. I do mostly editing, but I also do some back-end stuff like posting articles and things like that, especially around Christmas time once we start our Advent devotionals. I do a lot of posting for that and things like that. And also I've been a disciple for, I'm trying to think of how old I am. 14 years.
Fantastic. And I don't know if you guys would put it together, but Sharon and Camille are related.
I know the bad thing is when she said how long she's been a disciple, I'm like, I don't know either. Oh my gosh. So actually, this is my daughter, Camille. So.
And Camille is a treasure. Honestly, Camille, thank you so much for saving our lives so many times with last minute stuff and editing and posting, and she's a tremendous team member since the beginning. So when the bottom is falling out of everything, Camille usually saves the day. So very grateful. Well, great. Do you guys have any questions for us? Let me just throw that out there right now. I love everything that I just heard. I'm so excited that we
I have a question.
Please.
So where do we go from here?
Great. Well, Sharon, what we could do, Sharon Gauthier, I'm about to say, my partner here, I don't want to take over the whole thing here, but one thing we could do, if you guys want to, we could take a quick 5 minutes of this call and actually quickly run you through, as a group, our editing checklist. We have a little slideshow presentation too that I won't bore you with that here, but I'd send that to you and you can look at it. But I could just bring up our editing checklist and just give you an idea. One of the things, the backbone of our content, just so you know, is that we make use of the wonderful organization we have around the world of the regional family chairs I think we're 34 regional families of churches right now around the world, groupings. And so what we do is every 2 years, we cycle through every single regional family of churches once a month. Well, actually more than one is featured. Sometimes it's just one, but sometimes it's more than one, is featured on the website every month. So right now, we're featuring content from the Caribbean. Last month, we featured content from the Indian subcontinent. Coming up is the American Commonwealth region of churches, and the Midwest is coming up. So everybody has signed up in advance, and some of the volunteer work that we do in the core team, which is Sarah, who does the back end, Sharon, supported by Camille and myself, and then Manju, who's normally with us. Some of what we do is we keep that rotation happening. We remind people, hey, your month is coming up, in 6 months. And it's not a big ask actually at all. We just ask them for 3 pieces of content, not much. And then people send us stuff, kind of spontaneously as well. And so between that and the regional church families, what they send us, that is what we post on the website. And we're constantly looking for things. We have a feature called ICOC Women Online. So we try to add, every time we find out about someone like the two of us on this call, Dr. Crystal and Rosie, who do or have done in the past, you have a backlog of maybe of online material, or you're doing it now, we would add you to that catalog so that, you know, any sister around the world in some isolated little church, you know, could go on the website and go, let's see, you know, what can I, oh, here's a cool podcast, you know, or, oh, here's a, you know, and just enjoy, just learn, share, use it, you know. So we'd love to add you guys to that. So that's how we get our content. More and more people, as people find out about us, more and more, you know, people will send us stuff spontaneously, and that's lovely. So we post on Fridays normally, and we also have a social media person. We have an Instagram account and a Facebook account, and I have a fabulous Instagram person, a 20-something wonderful disciple who's in Quito, Ecuador. However, she would love some support to be able to do more. She's basically posting, you know, whenever we kind of tap her shoulder and say, can you put this up? Can you put this up? Can you put this up? And I would love to find someone who can just, you know, run with it themselves. We have a YouTube channel, and I'd love to find someone who's willing to actually curate that and manage that. But let me pull up this editing checklist real quick, and to answer your question, next steps, Susan, we would probably immediately send you an article and ask you to edit it and give you, I mean, what we'd like to try to do is not burden anybody more than once a month, or less. We've really fluctuated. We had a pool at one point of 12 editors, and then it kind of whittled down. People's life circumstances change, and we're down really low right now to just a couple of people, and we've got to build up again, because we don't want anyone to feel burdened by this, right? So it's what we definitely want to hear from you, whatever pace you're happy to function and work. If you want more, we can find more. If you want less, we can definitely do less. That's absolutely fine. So here comes this editing checklist.
Can I add, Tammy, while you're, sorry.
Please, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Rosie. Sorry.
Oh, I just wanted to ask, I also have a YouTube channel, and I'm very familiar with editing and putting up things and things like that. So let me know how I can contribute in any way I can. Right now my podcast goes straight to the channel automatically, but I do create shorts and things like that. So I'm familiar, so just keep me in mind.
Absolutely fantastic. Thank you. So exciting. Okay, so here is, can you guys see this? Does it say editing checklist? You're seeing that?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
So as I said, there's a much more flashier, more fun slideshow presentation that tells you all this stuff, but this is the nitty-gritty, right? When we would send you, if you wanted to do any editing for us, we would send you an article that's been sent to us. And the first thing to do is check all the scripture references. Is there a typo? You know, is it right? Is it wrong? If no photos came with the article, please go and find some photos, and this paragraph tells you how to do that. Free photos you can find, right? Then sometimes people send us an article and it's just one big thick block of text, right? So this point is to ask you to break it up into thematic blocks and add a heading for each block. And we have an actually a whole video demonstration on that, which probably you don't need. It's not rocket science, but there it is. And then little stylistic things. Please spell out any numbers from 0 to 10. Capitalize all Jesus, God pronouns. That's just our personal preference. I know that there's a tendency not to do that now, but that's just what we decided we would do. Then this is important. The first paragraph, you may or may not be aware, in anything online is what the search engines focus on. When they are processing people's searches, somebody types in, let's say, you know, in New Zealand, some sister in some isolated church types in single parent. We want our article to come up for her. So we must have the words single parent in our article. How do we know what words to go for? Well, that is an art and a skill. And there are some tools that you can use. Here's one right here, WordStream. But even just to go to Google yourself, you know, and type in a what comes up when you type in single parent or single mom or single mother or single dad or single whatever, what comes up? Does it look like that would make sense for this article? Does it fit? And so sometimes you have to rewrite the first paragraph or add in a sentence or two, and that's fine. That's what we have to do in order for, our articles to be found. So even though sometimes we add a whole new first paragraph, sometimes we just add to the first paragraph, but we want to add in these keywords. So you also, in the first paragraph, want to add the name of the local ICOC church, if you can, for the search engine optimization, and also for our online reputation. The more ICOC references we can get on the internet, the more we bubble up to, our good content bubbles up to the top, as opposed to sometimes negative content, right, that can bubble up to the top. So that's why it's really helpful. We have agreed we don't just stick it in if it doesn't make any sense, right? But if it can be in there, quite often it is, so and so, hi, I'm from whatever church. Let's put the whole name in there so that it's there. And then when you send back your edited article, please send us a list of tags and keywords. What does that mean? Same kind of thing. It's so that if someone goes onto our website and they go, oh, I wonder if there's an article on here by Dr. Crystal, If they type in Dr. Crystal in the search bar, it will only come up if that tag is in our article. In other words, when the title of the article should be a tag, the author's name should be a tag, things like single parent or, whatever the theme of the article is. What might somebody type into our search engine to have this thing come up, right? Renewed faith, and we just made a decision that we want to type in scriptures like that right here, Luke 12:10-17, Jesus heals a woman bent over, things like this. And of course, if you ever have any questions, we are more than happy. We're available on email, on WhatsApp, on Teams, on Instagram, on every possible social media communication device to answer questions. So if the author in the article makes a book recommendation, then we would ask you to take a little screenshot of the book cover, which you can find at Amazon or IPI, and just include that in there. And then there's a particular little nuance with any articles from India, Pakistan, and the Middle East, which is noted here, and the correct spelling of hope worldwide, which is very picky. And that is it. Those are our editing guidelines.
Yeah, but I think, so that's the editing. Those are the needs for the editing. But also I know Rosie, I think Rosie and Kaylee, maybe both of you guys mentioned also graphic design. That I think for sure, Kaylee, you mentioned graphic design. So it's a similar need for graphics. So if you, for example, we have different series that we might do, and we would need a design for that series, or we do little thumbnails for every article has a little thumbnail. So if you, I don't know if you use Canva, the ones that we do are always on Canva, but if you want to just help do some of those, that would be, and I guess we would just figure out the system to get you to help with that, but I just wanted to throw that out because I know you had mentioned graphic design.
And we'd love any input too, as you go look at the site, any of your thoughts, input, reactions, if something doesn't make sense to you, or you think, why is this here? Or, there's a huge thing missing here, or, where are the, we just would love to know what your impressions are, and you can help us make it better. So, and we're always open for people who are interested in writing. Yeah, go ahead, Sharon.
What tool, what platform is the site on? Is that?
It's on Zibster.
Do you have specific people to post on there? So we, as an editor, would I just be editing and then giving the file back to somebody to take care of the posting? Do you need help with the actual posting?
I think
I've used a variety of tools.
Love to have someone help with posting too. That would be great.
Okay.
That'd be great. Is that something you'd be up for doing?
Yeah, I've touched WordPress and a handful of others. So that's how we publish our tech docs, as well as other projects I've done.
Fantastic. That is great.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I guess my question is, how, I know you said that you already have a rotation of writers based on region. How would I become a part of that rotation?
Oh, anytime you want to submit something, please do.
Okay.
Right now. and the way to submit is because that particular rotation is for regional church families, right? Like so your regional church, if you were, I would not want to limit you just to submitting during your month every 2 years for your regional church family. That's just because we want to make sure we have something. And I love the fact that we can feature our entire global fellowship, right? We don't favor any one over the others intentionally. We just go all the way around the world. So everybody's face is there, everybody's culture is there, everybody's church is there, right? At least in the sense of the church family. We don't obviously always feature every individual church, but that's up to the church family to decide, who they're going to use. So hopefully they're, using different people in different churches and featuring different ones. But for yourself, anything you want to submit, we are always looking for good material. And so the way to submit would be either just send Sharon or me an email from the email that, the address that you received the invitation to this on is fine. Or if you go to the homepage on the website and scroll all the way down to the bottom on the homepage, there's a submission button right there. You can do that there. But we would love anything and everything.
Okay. Thank you.
Be great. Thank you.
I think too, Crystal, if you, when you're looking at the website and if you see, like, I would just encourage you to go on the website, look around. And if you see, boy, it seems like they need more stories on blah, 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 whatever. Sometimes there's things that you see that are blatant, not omissions, but, just lacking content. So that might even help you with what you want to write about if you want to do it that way as well.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. I will.
Great. So we're totally open for ideas too, creative ideas for content. We always have more ideas than we can ever make happen. And so they kind of fall off the, priority list. Things like we'd love to have more book reviews. We'd love to have more podcasts up there. We'd love, anything you think will help strengthen the women's ministries. Anything that you feel like is helpful. We're up for it.
Do you guys have anything in the area of parents who are parenting young adults, but they're out of the house, but they're not so independent?
Very little.
That would be a great area to have some content. So if you have actually, I need to read it. No, but that would be, that's a big area I think people are interested in.
That would be great.
Right now.
Okay. Yeah, that's actually a book that I'm working on right now, but I know that there's a need with me and my friends in this area. So I'm just, so if it's a need here, I know there's a need for that area.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Absolutely right. Women married to non-Christian husbands is another area we don't have much on. Okay. Widows, we have same. We have a bit, but we'd love more. Parents with special needs kids. I mean, we just, anything quality like that's on your heart.
Okay.
Please. That would be great.
Okay.
So yeah.
I have a question. When you say special needs kids, is this even, for example, because my oldest son, he has ADHD, but nothing else aside from anxiety and depression, but like things like that, like would that, like the ADHD be enough, or like does it have to be more severe disability?
Oh, I think that's a huge thing.
Yeah. Okay. Now my son had that level of special needs, and when you go to a special needs conference, it's talking about people with severe wheelchair bound physical special needs. It feels out of place. So there's definitely a need, especially with all the mental health issues going on right now, that the anxiety and things like that are exacerbated. I think that would be huge. So,
Great,
sides.
Great. Thank you guys so much.
No, we definitely, first of all, I appreciate your time. I mean, I know Saturday mornings, you know, everybody's busy, you got something you want to do. So I appreciate your just sacrificing your time to be here. I appreciate your heart to want to help the website. I'm personally so excited, you know, to see your faces. And I just think every one of you is needed. You know, everybody, as you talked about what you have, you know, your experience, your interest and things like that. I just feel like everybody is definitely needed. So I hope we just don't get on your nerves with sending you things to do, but we definitely appreciate your time and your energy. Thanks.
That's right. And let me just throw this in too, that we have a core team meeting once a week just for 30 minutes. We meet on, we just switched it back again, Tuesdays at 9 a.m. Eastern time, just for 30 minutes. And if you would be welcome, if you feel like that's something you would like to commit to, we do this website work basically in 30 minutes a week, and a little, you know, then we have to kind of do a little bit of homework or tasks, you know, outside the meeting. But in 30 minutes, we basically solve all the problems, make all the plans, you know, get everything done. And it really helps. I couldn't do it, honestly, without that 30-minute meeting. And it's just been the 4 of us now. It's 3 of us for a little while. But if any of you have interest, we're more than happy to have more people on there. We take a really quick moment to pray, to have a little Bible verse that we share generally before we start. And then we just dive in. Like, okay, so what do we got? What do we have to go? Camille, take care. Thank you. We love you. You're awesome. And so just wanted to open that up to you. If anybody, you know, wants to pop in and, you know, has the headspace and the energy to, you know, come onto that meeting, even if it's just every once in a while, you know, once every month or once every, you know, whenever you feel like it, please know that door is open too. And we'd be happy to have collaboration and support. And that's a great place, you know, also to kind of just check in and say, hey, so what's the need? What can I do? Is there, you know?
I would love to. If you guys ever change your the date, then I would love to. Because I'm on staff, our staff meetings begin at 9.
Oh, we can change the time. If that's something you would love, we can change the time, I think. Sign off now. Thank you so much for your time. We really, really appreciate it. Thanks, Sharon. Mondays and Tuesdays are good. Awesome.
Thank you. Tammy, you stay safe.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Guys.
Appreciate
Thanks for your
it. God
time.
bless. Thank you. Thanks,
Bye.
Sharon. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks, both Sharons. Bye.
Yeah,
Great to
bye-bye.
meet you guys.